we're going to have go a cubic right angle weave. I'm not sure how's it going to look at. We decided that we're going to try it with bicones. We're using 3mm, 4mm, and 5mm bicones here. These are premium bicones, what we sell on the website. I love them because they really, if I just bring this up, I show you, look how regular those bicones are. They are really, really nice quality. And Debbie, I have to say thank you again for the chocolate pizza. The kids and me really enjoyed it last night, but I only let them have one slice. So I said they might, if they're good, they can have another slice tonight. But they already divvied up. They already said like who is gonna have what slice. Bless them. So thank you so much for sending that to me. Really, really appreciated. Right, okay, so let's get started. So we're gonna be, as we are doing this in a tubular shape, so we're gonna have to have sort of the base of it at the bottom. So I'm gonna pick up 1 4, 1 5, another 4, and another 3. And take this all the way down. I'm gonna go through these again to form a nice little circle. And that will be my base row. Now with cubic right angle weave, I'm going to go through this one again just to work away from my tail. I don't really like to work just right by my tail. I like to work away from it because then I can pull it from both sides and have a really nice tension. So this is our base, and this is what we're going to be doing all the way around. So where you see a 4mm, above it always going to be a 4mm. When you see a 5mm, above it always going to be a 5mm. When you see a 3mm, above it always going to be a 3mm. So we're going to have to add our little loops going all the way around. So because I am coming out of a 4mm, I'm going to have to pick up a 6, a 4, and a 3. And then I'm going to go through that bicone one more time. And this time I created another little section exactly the same. Now I'm going to go ahead and go along my base. So I'm going to come through the 6mm. When we get going and we have got a little bit more to hold on to, it will be so much easier. And I just sheepishly added some oil to my hand to have my, I guess my nails not quite that nice, so maybe that was a mistake. Right, so from here I'm going to pick up 2 times 6mm. And I'm always doing I'm always trying to go around 4 beads together. I already have 2 of my 6mm here. So I'm just going to come down on that 6mm. I'm going to go along the bottom. And I'm going to come around the other side. Now what I am going to do until we get hold on to something, I'm going to go and grab a knitting needle or something. I can stick this onto so you can see it better spinning around. So just bear with me 1 second. I am going to, actually I know exactly what I need. Just 1 second. There we go. So I just got a pair of tweezers so I can stick into the bottom row so you can see it better be going around. Shall I? Yeah, I'm going to close it and stick it in just like that. And we will remove this just in a minute, but then it's not going to move around and it's always going to be, so my bottom row is there and then we're going around there. So I go to the other side. Here I'm going to pick up a 3mm and a 4mm. And again, I got 2 crystals here. I'm going to come down on this side. and go along at the bottom as well. Let's see if we can do it in one stitch. And I'm just coming around finally to the 3 mils. So I'm just traveling around the bottom row, and each time I'm just doing a loop around those crystals but adding different sizes. Now here I got to the 2 sides there already, so I'm just going to go up. Oops. Just put this tight. I'm going to go up just like that. Oh, that's it. So if I leave the tweezer to try to open on itself, then it will keep it. Will it keep you apart? Yes, it will keep it there. So here I'm just going to add a 3 mil, come down on that 3 mil, join them all together, and going along that way. And we completed our first little section. I'm going to take this off now, because as it's the good idea was, I think it was a better idea just in practicality. So can you see on one side we only have the 3 mils. On the front of it, will be the inner side of the pendant for making. The front and the back will be exactly the same, with 1 3 mil on one side, a 6 mil on the other side, and 4 mil in the middle. The outer edge is going to be 5 mils and not 6 mils, and the other side is going to be exactly the same. So we need to step up. So I'm going to go up the 3 mil. And I think it's good to sew these ones together before we start the stitch. So I just went up, and now this is going to be my base row. Can you see? So we got, again, we have those 3 mil, 4 mil, 5 mil, 4 mil, 3 mil. But before I'm going to step up and add any more beads, I'm going to go along and sew all of these together. So I have a nice and firm base. And down and into the 3. I'm just going to come through that 4, and I'm going to start again. So I'm going to pick up the same what I picked up underneath. So I'm going to pick up a 6, no, sorry, not 6, a 5 mil. I keep saying 6, 5 mil, 4 mil, 3 mil, and I'm going to come through that again and pull this up nice and tight. Then I'm going to go along the 6 mil. I got 2 6 mils there already, so I'm going to just pick up another 2, and I'm going to come down. So he's saying it's definitely needs to watch it more than once. I think cubic right angle weave on its own as well can be a little bit, and actually I'm using 3 different sizes of crystals here, but I think if it's going to turn out how I think it's going to turn out, then it's going to look really, really good. So once I've done an inch or so, you're going to see it's going to come together, and you will understand the stitch very well. So I'm picking up a 3 mil and a 4 mil, going through and creating that loop there into the inner side. Let's go this way, and I just need to, with the 3 mils, I have both of the sides there already. I just need to add the top. And down, pulling this tight. Then I'm going to move along, and I'm going to go to the top again. So every single time when I go along, I pull it a little bit tighter. But when you're working with bicones and you want to pull your work tighter, never pull it tighter like that. So never go against how the hole in the bicone is. Always go in the same direction. So the hole is sitting just like that in that bicone. So I'm going to pull it that way. So I'm not pulling it this way, because that's how the bicone can cut your thread. Always pull it along how the hole is there. Just going to come back. So I'm just sewing the top ones together. And I can see this already curling around. I'm going to pop it down and show you. So this is going to be our inner side. And can you see the outer side? This is our 4 mils and the 5 mils on the outside, because they're bigger than the inner side, they're forcing it to curl on itself. Well, let's add a couple more rows. And then we can 6 mil, 4 mil, 3 mil. Coming through that bead I came out again. Then moving along. I'm doing the outer edge, so I'm picking up 2 6s. I keep saying 6 mils. I am ever so sorry. They are 5 mils, not 6 mils. What's wrong with me this morning? I haven't had any breakfast yet. Maybe that's what it is. I got some bacon yesterday, so after this I'm going to make some bacon and egg sandwiches. I'm really looking forward to that one. So on Saturdays or Sundays, sometimes we have brunch rather than like breakfast and lunch. Because if you have a bacon egg sandwich, that sets you up for the whole day. But you can't have it too early. So I'm just going around. And up. So I am going to go up. And I'm going to add this, and I'm keep stitching sort of away from myself. So on the next row, I'm going to change the direction of my stitching just to be more comfortable for me. And you can very easily do that when you do something like this, because, and this is, I'll show you how you change your direction. So we would have gone along here. This is the inner side up, and we would have gone that way coming out. But if I go this way, then I will be stitching more or less the right direction as I go around. So that's how easy it is to change your directions. Just turn, not left, but turn right. With right angle weave, there is only sort of one rule, that you can't cross your beads. You always go around in circles. Can you see how's that starting to form a little circle already? I actually really do love it. I think it looks really cute. And in the end, when we add seed beads in it, I'm probably going to have to go and grab size 11s for the middle and size 8s for outside. And I think it's going to look great. I am quite pleased. So because we changed the directions, I'm going to pick you up 3, 4, 5 this time. And pull this up, and then we're gonna go towards the 3 first. This time, make sure it sits nice and tight. I think sometimes you start beading and you find that one way or other way is always more comfortable, and go along. And then I'm picking up a 6 and a 4. Going through the 3, and all is left to do is add the 6 here. So can you see, by changing I changed the directions, I'm still doing the same stitch, but instead of starting with the 6s first and then going to the, not 6s, the 5 millimeters. What's wrong with me? The other day we were doing a class and we were using the Samus beads, and all the way through, because they're 2-hole beads, I kept saying they are gem duos, and I just I don't know, sometimes I just got like a mental block, I guess. So I'm going to go around these top sections, and we probably got a quarter of the circle done already. I think this is going to be looking really good. I'm going to have to most probably go ahead and write up a PDF for you for this one, so you can really see it and understand it, how we're doing it. But can you see, how's that curling already? What do you think? LG is cutting. No, it's not in a kit format. So on Saturdays, we have Creation Station. and we just sort of play around with stitches. There is so many things, creation station I used to do on my channel, and I said until we are in the lockdown I'm gonna bring it here and do it together. So we are here for you every morning, but it's just really playing that down and playing with please do a PDF Angelus saying oh, sound nice. Could I have a recipe, please? What are we cooking? Do let me know. Did I must have missed missed out of that one. Playday. Yes, Ruth is saying that's exactly what we're doing. So you're playing today. That looks great, Jean is saying. So yes, so we just sort of Saturdays, morning at the moment, we just sit down and play with the stitch. So I really wanted to try this for a very, very long time, probably about last summer when I thought of it. I was just looking at the crystal bicones in the warehouse, but never really had a ramp. So I love the Saturdays. And then sort of I come in and then we do things together. And you tell me what color to use with it. And I use that color. But we're just sort of experimenting with a stitch. Last week, I think it's, I took into work. Last week made a lovely little pendant using the Parpuca Helios beads. And today I just wanted to have a go at this one. Need some more beads, but I think it's gonna come together really nicely. So tell me in the comments that if you have you done cubic right angle bead before, and if you've done it, what sort of beads have you used? Oh, Iceland sells sausage patties, delicious. Yes, we have to go to Iceland to buy the Gregg sausage rolls. That's the only one my children would eat. Well, Christopher would eat other kinds as well, but Lucy said she can taste it, but I'm not quite sure. Can you try with pearls as well if you have time? Absolutely. If I have time, I'll hop on there in the end and try it with the pearls as well, because I'm not sure if the pearls, the using 3, 4, and 6, the 6 might be too big, but maybe 2, 3, and 4s, it's gonna look good. Oh, they're saying love this. We'll have to look at this. Oh, hold on. I wasn't supposed to go that way. I'm gonna go this way so I don't get in the, I stay with the right direction. I think it's easier to go this way because then I'm using the little ones first. Will 6mm bicons do instead of 5? Maybe. But it might be too big, so it might be like properly work out, but it will force it. So 6mm will force it into a circle, a smaller circle. Try it. All I can say is try it. It's worth a go. If I have time, I'll grab some 6mm bicones. I do have some somewhere, and we can have a look. But you could use 4, 6, and 8mm bicones to make an even bigger one. Patterns like this, it's all about the sizing. And see, when I'm going on my base row, because my base is always the top crystals, I can go along through the one I need to go through to add the loop around this bead and the next one at the same time. So just try to go through as many, or is the way how it's the easiest for you to go along with your stitches and just keep going round. I really do like this. I think this is gonna turn out really great. Would make nice decorations, absolutely. So I was thinking that I haven't done a lariat necklace for a long time. I haven't done anything sort of a long necklace. I think the last one we did it with some glass pearls and the flowers back in the summer, which was sort of a longer necklace, sort of coming down past your bust. And I really wanted something to make a component where I can have this sort of coming right down and just have a nice little circle. So that was the idea behind. But you could do other shapes. You could do squares. You could do all sorts of different things. I just love. Sometimes it's so simple to work the same stitch, but by using different size beads, it will turn into different shapes. And it might look difficult because you have to think about what sizes you pick up where, but as you go around, and certainly when you get into a rhythm, it will be really easy to stitch it together and it will look great. And I think that's turning out really nice. I just sort of have to think how big I want it, but I think I need quite a few more stitches. So probably a little bit more done, maybe halfway. But then this way, if you did a, for example, if you wanted to make your own toggles and bits of pieces, you could use this technique. Did I pick up the right one? No. I picked up the 3 instead of the 4. And doing the last segment. So because I already got the 3, what I need there already, I just need to pick up the 4th one and just working out proportions, what size beads go together the best. Oh, Pony's saying looks gorgeous. Thank you, lovely. I really do love it as well. I think, you know, doing something like this, again, just using the different beads, just really, I love experimenting, I guess. I love just sort of playing with things and just experiment. So I'm going to come to, so if I was doing this in all the same size crystals, then we would have a straight beadwork which equal side on either sides as well. But with something like this, if I wanted to, I could make it really, really big and perhaps have it as a bangle. So there is so many different options. That's my love, right angle weave. When I first ever learned right angle weave, gosh, almost 20 years ago now, that was the first stitch I think I learned was peyote stitch, and the second one might have been right angle weave or square stitch. I can't really remember back, but it was amongst the first few stitches I learned. And I remember I loved peyote so much that when right angle weave came along, I was like, oh no, I don't like this, I don't get it, I don't like, I don't, it's just sort of, I like peyote stitch. That is my safe stitch, and I find myself like using right angle weave and all sorts of versions of right angle weave more than any other stitch because it's the most versatile stitch. You can sort of go into all sorts of different angles. You can go do, just by changing the size of the beads, you can do all sorts of different shapes. It makes right angle weave gives you a really great base for other things to stitch onto the top. And it's a really nice stitch. I have to say that it is like in the top 3 of my stitches, if not it's the favorite. But then it's always, for me, it's rather than having a favorite, it's always more of a project based, depending on what I am working with, because sometimes if I'm working with crystals, I love them, and then I move on to pearls and I love them too. So it's always the current project. So I think we need about 3 or more stitches. Let's just get unwind this tail, and then we can join our end up with our beginning, and I think that's going to look really great. And once we add little seed beads in it, I think I'm going to have to add like a darker seed bead onto the outside to really just to bring that color through, and the lighter one in the inside. But have a little think. Let me know what you want me to do. So I'm just going to keep going around, probably like another 2 or maybe 3 sections, and then I think we will be done. But just by playing different beads, we get the shape, different sizes. Oh, need more 6 mils. Gonna need a few more 3s. Right, coming up and around, and with the 5s. I think perhaps bicones sits together, and actually I'm quite glad you said try it with the bicones, because bicones do always sit together in a very unique way, and because of their faceting they are just sort of slot into each other when you sew them together. Gonna keep on going along to the top. Just put my phone on silent. I keep forgetting it. And I know one of these days I'm going to be doing it live and somebody's going to be phoning me up. And just go around that top 4 bead there again. Just to secure them together. And then I'm back. And adding the same stitches just with different beads. So the inner side is always the smallest one and the outer side is always the biggest one. I do love shapes like this. And in the end, if it's good enough, I can always write up the instructions and turn it into a kit. If you will like it. Obviously if you do want it. I went along and did the last one for the last Tuesday when we were playing around. That was right angle weave as well, actually. We were playing around with that one. He loved the bracelet so much. So that's gonna be a kit. I already chosen the colors. Next week we have got, I had to swap Tuesday with Sarah, so we're gonna be doing that bracelet. The Technique Tuesday is going to be a Monday. Right, then I'm just, let's see. I think maybe 2 more sections. What do you think? Or shall I try to bring it together now? Shall we add a little bit more to it? Or shall we try to bring it together now? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 sections. So actually, if I added, one more. If I added one more, let's just cut this bobbin off. If I added one more and then we sew, when we sew the beginning and the end together, then we're going to add another one. So we're going to have 12 sections there, and 12 sections is quite good because when you're coming to connect these to different bits of pieces, so if I wanted to then connect it to a necklace, add more, Maxine is saying, one more, yeah, add a bit more, Miriam is saying. So we could make this pendant really big, but 12 is actually quite a nice number, and I'll tell you why, because you can split it in so many different ways. So you can split it in half, so have a strand of necklace coming out on one side and on the other side and include it in a necklace. You can have it like sort of drooping down with a longer lariat style. If you want, you can divide it into 3 and then you could have 2 strands going to the top, one coming down with a little tassel, and you can even divide it into 4 if you wanted to connect more of them up. So let's do 12. I think doing 12, and we need to sew this top together. Doing 12 is always, I like doing things in 12, because if you think about it, 10 is not really, you can't really divide 10 very well up. 16, again, you can only divide it really by 4. You could go up to 18. 18 would be another good one to do, or 24, I guess. Anything which you can divide between 2, 3 and 4, any number, because that gives you the most ways to connect then. Just going around. So this will be the last section we adding full out, right? And then we're going to join the end with the beginning. Come on. but then we could keep going. But if we do this, then oh, we still got plenty of time, so we could just jump in and have a try with the pearls, because I'm sure a 6, then I need a 4. A few of you said you want to see that. I'm such a technical mind. Camilla is saying I have to show you this. So I think it's not 12 is probably the best number for versatility. Yes, that's what it is. And I think, you know, by doing beading and doing necklaces for quite a while, just a few years, almost 20 years, I was talking to somebody I've been beading, that after a while you get to sort of know things, you work things out, that what works best with what, and how when you connecting things up mechanically, you sort of, it comes to you after a while quite naturally that, yeah, what numbers work the best. But for example, if you just wanted to connect it 3-wise, then you could go with 9. It's always depending on what the end result you want to achieve. Right, so we're going to connect the end with the beginning now. And I love this. So this, once we finish this, I reckon this is going to be, where is my little ruler? So about 1.25 inches. Or in centimeters, is going to be just over 3 centimeters in size, which is a nice size for a pendant. So as I need to connect these up, so what I'm going to be doing now is connecting the front with the back end. So I already have 2 out of my 4 beads here. So I just have to add my 3mm, and as I'm coming in a base, I'm going to go out on the other side and connect that together. Then on the outside, I got 3 of them here already. I just need to pick up the 5mm and come to the inner side. So I zipped one side up just like that. Now I'm going to go down in the 3mm. Let's join that together first. I'm going to down to the 3mm. So I'm stitching from one side to the other side. Without connecting, they would make nice covering. Yes, absolutely. So I'm just going to turn it. So in the inner side, can you see I got 1, 2, 3 3mm here, just sitting there. I need to add the 4th one. So I'm just going to pick up 1 and go down, go from this side back to the other side. And I will turn it and I will show you. Well, what's happening? My naughty thread, it's been such a good thread all the way along, and now it's starting to play up. Just like that. So now if I turn it inner side, can you see those 4 3mm crystals just there? So turning it around. As I'm coming up through that 3mm, I'm going to go around. I'm going to come, I'm weaving myself to the outer edge and just coming down that 6mm. And if I'm turn it, you can see, not 6mm, 5mm. I'm ever so sorry. I keep saying 6mm and it is 5mm, definitely 5mm. So you can see I got 3 here already and I need to add the 4th one just there. So I'm going to weave my thread around, pick up that last 5mm and sew all of these together. And then I'm going to come around because I still need to sew my beads together on this side. I'm just going to go around these ones again until I get to this side. Then I need to, can you, if I bring it up, so can you see each one of those sections, they are sewn together, and this last section which I am in are not sewn together. So I need to sew these together because these ones are all going around, these ones are all going around, but this last bit is not sewn together. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go down in the 4mm, along the 3mm, up the 4mm, and just sew this last little section together. And with that, we have completed the shape. So at the moment, can you see it's quite squidgy? So I could either go around and add beads to this, or actually, we got pearls here. We could add pearls into it, but we could just add seed beads too. So the 2 mil would be too small. Where's my 3 mil pearl? 3 mil might be right for the outside. We could add that, or we could go along and add seed beads. I got these are size 8. So I think to adding a darker color outside here, maybe. But actually what we can do as well, we could add darker color on one side, and on the other side we could add lighter color. So you could even make your pendants like sort of reversible. 3, 4, 5, Melissa is saying. That's the size of the crystals, yes. It's looking really nice. Yes, Lucy, I love it as well. So this is why I wanted to have a go at it for so long. But because with everything, you know, running a business, running a household, taking care of children, and all I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up a size 8 and go through the next bicone. Pick up the next size 8, go through the next bicone. So I'm just running around on the outer edge. And this will tighten it up. Probably should have tightened up the inner edge first, just to get to it easier, and then the outer edge if you're going to doing it. And just running around and filling those gaps in, and that will hide all our threads as well. So yes, so running a household, running a business, running the children, homeschooling, it's just there is not enough hours in the day because there is so many different things I always want to try and always want to do, and sometimes it takes months to get to it. So let's go around just like that. So can you see how much is that pulled up together? And it's sort of a little bit more sturdier shape on this side, but it's only going to become very sturdy once we added all the seed beads. So let's have a look. Have I got this one? So I added the darker one on that side. How about, I'm going to do the outer edge now first. So how about adding, oh, I'd love a kit for this. This is saying definitely. I will have a go. I will have a play. Well, not have a go. It's not having a go. It's having the time. But I'll put some time aside for this and make it, because I think this would be really, really nice. I'm going to weave it in onto the other side. And on this side, I'm going to add this lighter color. And we will see what's the difference it's going to make. So this is just color number 288. And it's just got like a hint of blue. I love this color. And then perhaps we could add the hematite color in the middle, or black. Yeah, maybe I prefer it with a lighter color. I don't know. This one more stands out, but with the lighter color, it just blends in. So, yeah, but as I said, you could do one side like one and the other side like other. And then you got a reversible pendant. And if you add like a spiral staircase or a spiral stitch, or even if you just put it on a chain, we could do like a little loop at the top. Then, or we got one of those tiger tail necklaces. That would work as well. And then you could wear it both ways. Right, and gone all the way around. So I only got about less than a feet thread there. But I got quite a long tail, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go around this outer edge one more time just to tighten it up. And then I'm going to sew this off. And I can see already, can you see that it's not as floppy because we added those seed beads, and we add the middle ones. It's going to be even more sturdier, and it's going to stay nice in a circle shape. So if you would like it, do let me know what colors would you like, and I will turn it into a kit. So the other, on Monday I listened, no, Tuesday I listened, and the colors I put together, you will see the colors you asked. There's a couple of colors I couldn't do, but let me know what colors do you want to make, and then we can turn into a little kit. And would you want to have this as a necklace, or perhaps we just want to have it as an element? And then you can use it for all sorts of different things. We could do a few, or a pendant. I don't know. You let me know. What would you like me to do? And I'll do it. My days in the warehouse is usually Wednesdays. Let me just take a sip of my coffee. These colors. So this is, I call this sort of navy gray, because the inner one is more sort of this color, this crystal in the middle is the navy color. The color in the middle is more sort of a hematite color, and the color on the outside is the hint of blue. And I love this because colors like this, you can definitely wear it with navy, but you can equally wear it with gray tops, like the surprise, the one I got on today. I'll show you in a minute. And they will look great. So I'm just gonna go around this side as well, because I'm running out of this thread now, and I'm gonna do a 1 thread knot. So when you do a 1 thread knot, you just go between the 2 beads, just catching the thread path in there. I'm gonna pull this through, and then before that loop disappears, I'm gonna take my needle through the loop, and can you see that little knot is forming? And I'm gonna do that one more time, just take it through a few more beads just to be double secure. And then I'm gonna add my needle to the other side. And then my tail end. So that's it. So this one is nice and secure. Take the needle off. Can't trim this little tail off. And there's my pin. And then we're gonna add, so the inner side, shall we add, I don't know, what shall we do? Shall we add lighter seed beads, or shall we add darker seed beads, or shall we try to add darker seed beads on one side and lighter seed beads on the other side to see what will be the difference? Do let me know what you want me to do. I'm just gonna go and grab the hematite, this color, or love red. Yes, so do let me know the colors you want, and I will play with those ones. So I'm just gonna grab that 2 colors in size 11. One, two, they're sitting right next to each other actually. And then we can, on one side we will do blend in, so we'll use the darker one in the inner side, and on the other side we will use the lighter one in the inner side to so you can see it both ways. Let me just thread this needle. And we are good to go. Come on, needle. I don't know, this is not a very good needle. Yeah, they went on it, but it didn't want to thread very easily. So needle troubleshooting, you could have all sorts of different this is on the other side. Sometimes the needle is like sort of a little bit shut at the eye of it, and it's really hard to get anything to it. So this is the lighter side, so we're going to be adding the darker seed beads here to go with the colors of the beads. And let me just get rid of this size 8, because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to pick up a size 8 instead of an 11. So I kind of like to put my beads away, the ones I'm not using. I think maybe actually, Diane, you actually might right. Diane just saying, I would have thought 15 for the center. Maybe you're quite right, because looking at that, there isn't that much of a space. Let's just have a look. Yeah, actually, I think because he's pulled it in a little bit. So now, if you did it the other way around, that we added the 11s in first and then the 8s to the outer edge, I think it would have worked. But actually, Diane, you are quite right, and thank you very much. I think we'll need the 15s. So I do have. I'll just grab them. I've got 15s as well here because I was playing with these the other day. The same two colors again. So let's put the 11s. I'm just going to pull it to the side because we might use them. But I'm going to listen to you, Diane. I'm going to try the 15 because you don't really want to make it buckle. It needs to be a quite nice size. So I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to pick up one and go through the next crystal and all the way around. Make sure you weave your thread right into the middle. And then you'll make sure your thread doesn't knot like mine one just did. And pull this through. Yeah, 15 sits nicely. So thanks, Diane. So I know I need you lot. I always need you lot to design sort of things. Love this color, very versatile. I missed the start of this live, very sorry. So once I finished, you can always re-watch it. It will stay on YouTube and for Facebook forever. On YouTube, sometimes you can get a better picture than on Facebook, so do check that one out as well. It's just a different platform. So I'm just adding those 15 in. I think that looks really cute. You could do all sorts of different shapes in this. And if actually, I know, you just have to get the sizes right. This would make like great things for home decor as well, because you could add things into the middle of it. If you wanted to decorate things. Oh, it would make a lovely napkin ring as well. We always really use, in our family, we always really use napkin rings at Christmas, but it would make a really nice and sparkly one. So I'm just adding the last one, and yes, I would not be able to add the 11s in there. Definitely. Now I went around, I can see that it needed 15s. So thank you, Diane, again. I think that looks really cute. I'm going to go around just one more time here, just to tighten it up a little bit. Oh, Diane is saying glad to help. Well, I'm glad you are here and keeping me straight. Yes, lives are every day at 10 a.m. at the moment. So until we are in lockdown, we said we came back to do the 7 days again. And then we will see what we can do afterwards, if we can keep it up or we will go back down. But to perhaps 4 or 5 days, or we see what we're doing. But at the moment is 7 days. I'm just crossing over, and when I'm crossing over, can you see I'm going through that crystal in the middle? And on this side, I'm going to add the light bead just to have that contrast. On the day, size 11. I need these guys. And we see which side is going to be looking better. So I just came up. I want to go along one crystal. And then I'm going to start. Oh, did I go along? Hold on. Yes, I did stitch along already. Back up. Need to back up. That's it. So picking up 115, going through the next crystal, and just all the way around, we're going to be doing that. I think this would look nice just to, even if you just had You know, you could try 3mm pearls on the outer edge instead of the size 8. There isn't a small enough pearl to use in the inner side, so you would have to use the size 15 seed beads on the inner side. But if you had used the 3mm pearls on the outer edge, perhaps you could use the same pearls to create your necklace and add just a crystal in there, here or there. I think that would look really good as well. But do give me some ideas. What do you think? How would you use it? Now we made this lovely component, this lovely circle. How would you use it? How would you put it? Do let me know. How would you put it on a necklace? Would you just put it on a V-shaped necklace, or would you have it straight? Would you have it on a bracelet? Would you have it as a pendant? Would you use it in home decor? What would you do with it? So when I come to put it together as a kit, I will put the right, I will put everything. They're very uniform. Yes, they are. It looks really, really great. I'm very, very pleased with it. I think we could have done just one side and have it like a flat little circle, but I kind of like the fact that we done it in right angle. And if you have, actually, let's do that. Let's not move on to the pearls. Let's just try out. This was cubic right angle weave. I'll stick around a little longer, as long as you are right to stick around. I stick around for the next 20-30 minutes or so, until it takes to, we could just do a one-sided one. So it wouldn't be double, it would be just right angle, and see what would be the different just doing it like that. So I went around, I'm going to come out to the outer edge. I'm just going to take my thread through a few of these crystals, do a couple of 1-thread knots, and again I'm just going to knot it off and cut it off, and our component is ready. So let's try just to do it with the right angle weave when it's not, maybe I should have started with that one and not going around in a cubic shape, but just going around flat. That if would that sit equally nice. I like the fact that this is 3D. So let me know if you want me to stick around and try that one. Just say yes in the comments, and then I know, and then I get the crystals back out and we can have a look. I really do love this one. Just take a sip of my coffee. Jenny's saying, need to watch from the beginning. It looked confusing. Love it, a kit piece. I think for something like this one, it's more of an intermediate to a little bit of an advanced stage. So you would definitely have to watch it again, and I think it would be really beneficial that if I turn it into a kit, and yes, stay with us. I'm going to say yes, stay there, yes. So we stay. So I think it would be really beneficial to have it in a PDF format. So I will turn this around. Right, let's have a look at just the flat one. So it's not going to be double-sided. It's just going to be sort of one side of that one. So just take some more thread. I'm going to get rid of the size 11s and the seed beads, just so I don't mix them up here. Back into their boxes. And just get more crystals out. Because there is a very, you can have very similar looks with getting the same results, very similar looks in different ways. So you don't have to do cubic right angle weave. You could do two just normal right angle weave little circles and zigzag stitch them together. I will tell you just in a sec exactly what I mean. Let me just take some crystals, and as we're gonna go around, right. Just gonna go and Yeah, this needle, the eye is different. There's something not right with it. I usually am so, and you know what? I'm not going to persevere. I'm going to chuck it in the bin. Because I always do this. I always like sort of doubt myself. Or shall I try another one? Shall I try shall another go with it? And then I end up, see, that one went through straight the first time. So definitely that needle, the eye was a little bit right. So to do a flat version of this, we're still gonna do right angle weaving. We're gonna go around in circles, but we're not doing it in a 3-day shape. So we're gonna start off with one of these fours together. So I'm gonna pick up a 4, I'm gonna pick up a 6, a 4, and a 3, the same how we started the other time, just like that. I'm gonna take this down. I'm going to come through all of them again from the tail end to form a nice little circle of first unit. And I'm going to go through, actually I'm going to go all the way to the other side to have the work away from my tail. So now we're going to have to add our second unit. And if I put this down, you can see we got 3 millimeter in the inner side, 6 millimeter on the other side. So we're going to, our thread is exiting inwards. So I'm going to pick up a 3, a 4, and a 5. And our 4 mil, the last one is already there. And I'm just going to go through that one and pull this up nice and tight. So when we went into, and I'm going to go along again, always getting to the other side. When we went along in the cubic shape, this was already one of our sides, but here we're just going to keep it flat. So I went along, I followed my thread path, and can you see now my thread is exiting outwards. So now I need to start with the 5 mils. So I'm going to pick up 5, 4, and 3, and I'm going to come through this 4 mil the same way from the opposite end to form my next circle. And from here, I'm going to go along and I'm going to go up. I'm stepping up. And now my thread is looking inwards, so I know I'm starting with my smallest one and working my way to the largest crystal, and pull this up tight and keep going around. And can you see we are forming the same sort of circular shape, but this time it's going to be flat. So what I'm curious about, how many more times we're going to have to go around to, once we finish, so our shape won't be floppy. So again, I'm looking outwards with my thread. So I'm starting with the largest crystal and then moving along. Stepping up. What did Simon say about the 2.5 millimeter pearls? I just read your question. I haven't actually asked him yet because we are sort of working. Simon is in the warehouse and I am here. So I don't, I'm just click on this. I don't, in the evenings when he comes home, sometimes he's quite happy just sort of keep talking about business and sort of bits of pieces. But other days he's just like, no, I'm home and I want to switch off and that's it. And we had quite a few late nights and I had the bead club on Thursday and I haven't really had time to sort of talk to him about anything, but I've definitely, I think the only way we can convince him to get more colors is like, if you like it and you buy them, then he won't say no at all. So and then we can go and get more colors in. And the good thing about the 2.5 millimeter pearls, sorry, I referred them as 2 millimeter pearls. The good thing about them, can you see that's curling already? They're really light in weight, so we not necessarily have to sea ship it. And we can, so when we buy things, we buy tons and tons of the stuff. I mean, like tons. The tie holder which came in, that was, I think, 1 point something ton. The FGB seed beads came in, that was 2 ton. The glass purse can be easily like 1,000 kilos at a time what we're buying, so we have no choice but to sea ship it. And when you sea ship something, it takes 6 to 8 weeks to get here. Usually it's 6 weeks, but at the moment it's like, well, it's actually more 8 to 10 weeks at the moment with how the ports are operating. So the 2.5 millimeter pearls, because they are so small, we can air freight those because they fit in. You can fit loads of strings in a small box. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we need 3 more. Just going around. So definitely I will. But then if we badger him enough, we will get our way. He always keeps in at the end. Just keep saying to him, like, can we have this 2 millimeter pearl in so-and-so color? And, and he will give in. Terms of beads, that's mind-blowing. Marissa's saying, so this is just plain old right angle weave. I'm not doing anything magical here at all. All I'm doing is just using the different sizes. And because you're using the different sizes of crystals, that's why it's turning the shape. I'm just going to go a step up and have a look, because I think we need to join the end with the beginning right now. So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes. So now I just need to join them up. And of course, add the seed beads to the outer and the inner edge. But this time we're going to start at the inner edge. And then do the outer edge. So let's put this down. So can you see, if I put that side by side, they're the same amount of crystals, but I think now, shall we use the 15s again, or shall we try it with the 11s? Because it's a flat shape. Let me know what you want to, what me do. GT is not, I haven't got a kit yet, but if you're loving it and you all want it, then I will go ahead next week and do a kit and write up the instructions for it. Not a problem at all. So do let me know. Shall I use size 11s or shall I use size 15s again? Oh, Jane, that is such a good idea. With a clear thread, that would be stunning as a floating necklace. I think, yes, you're absolutely right. Or something like, that's what I said about tiger tail. So I haven't got any of these tiger tail necklaces with me. Like sort of naked. I only got it with my threads on there, but that's what I mean. So tiger tail necklace just like that. And if I find the end for you, they just little sort of, they screw apart, and then you could just wiggle through, catch a couple of those bicones, and I think it would sit really nicely on top of that one. So that would be just like that. I think that would be the right thickness. So 15. Actually saying 11. Let's just have a look. Diane is saying 15. Angela is saying 11. 11. 2 for 11, 1 for 15. 2 for 15. 3 for 11. 4 for 11. Or Adeline is saying that would be lovely as a kid. Try small pearls. Yes, we could do that. 15, I think 11. This one is also lovely. Need kit for both. Oh, bless you. It will be quite easy. 11 would be better to go around to reinforce. 15s will fill up. Yes, you're absolutely right. So the 15s have got smaller holes, and then if you go around with it, it will, once you fill up the hole with the thread, it will be really hard to go through. 11. Joanne is asking, can you tell me when the USB 1 kit may be available again? As my other half told me I could have for my birthday. I'm not quite sure. I have to talk to Simon. We see what so to making a bundle up like the USB 1 bundle, when you got 20 separate kits in there, it takes a long time. I'll have a look. I'll have a word with Simon and I'll have a look, because I had a couple of bundles when I was going up to the TV, which I used as samples, so might be able to sort one out for you. Not a problem. Right, okay. I'm in the warehouse on Wednesday, so if you wouldn't mind, would you be able to Joanne, would you be able to message me on Kitti Robinson Designs or to Messenger or anyway, so I can on Wednesday morning, because Wednesday I'm in the warehouse, so then I know. Just remind me to look for it, because at the moment I only got 1 day in a warehouse and I have to do loads of different things then, and sometimes things get missed. So 2mm pearls, let's have a look. I think they might be a little bit too big, because they're just a tiny bit bigger than size 11 seed beads by the look of it. We could try it. I think it will look all right, or maybe. Try it. Shall we chance the pearls, or shall we use the size 11? Because we did 15s already, and the 15s pulled our circle quite in. So 11s or the pearls? I think, because our lovely Linda suggested to try the pearls. Try the small pearls, so I just got intrigued about that one. So that could be an option as well. So let's say we're not going to use the 15, 11 or the pearl. Pearl is a little bit bigger, so it might buckles. So 11s might be better, but we could try either or. 11s. But everybody's saying 11, so okay, I'm gonna stick with the 11s then. We try a pearl one with another one. I just send you some pearls, Linda, and you can try it. Right, there we go. So I'm gonna go, I wanna go this way. Make sure this is nice and tight. This is my last section. Just gonna go take my thread to the other side so I can work away from myself, and then go through the next crystal. Then I'm just gonna pick up a seed bead, go to the next one. We're gonna do exactly the same thing what we did when we did have the cubic version of it. We're gonna do the same for the flat version. And just keep on going. Each time I'm going through, I'm just pulling a little bit tighter. And don't forget the tip I given you. When you're pulling your thread through after crystals, always pull along the way how the hole is sitting, because if you pull against it, it can cut your thread. So that's one tip that really worth to. If you get into the habit of it, you will do it that way all the time, so you won't even, and then you will probably pull your thread with other projects as well. But it's just great it just really does protect your thread. Right, I'm about halfway around. Lindsay's saying add pearls on the outer edge. Judy's saying add pearls on the outer edge. Yeah, we could do that. Do let me if you want me to do that. And I can see, I think 3mm pearls. 4mm pearls will be too big. I can see what color 3mm pearls I have. Because we changed pearl suppliers, all the stock I had here, I put in a large mix, but I haven't actually brought new ones home, so I'll have a look what I got in my drawer. I actually got a nice blue one there. Is that 4mm? No, that's 3mm. I'm just looking on my bead mat. Right, going all the way around. just like that. Now I see, so because we started in the inner circle, this is what I love about right angle weave. It's the same number of beads, but because we started in the inner circles, it haven't pulled our beadwork in yet, and we could get away using the 11s. Are they saying yes, pearls on the outside? D is saying try to tighten when I got the next seed bead on, protects the thread a bit. Yes. So just let's go around this one more time, and then we're gonna go add to the outer edge, and then we can add the pearls. Let's try the pearls. I love using crystals and pearls together because there's just something special about how they sit together, or the sort of the shine of the pearl to the shine of the crystals, because like the crystals have a really sparkly shine and the pearls have more of a like a dull shine. I love using them together. Right, so I'm just going to run around, just going through those beads. I see I'm trying to do like more than like a few at the same time as well, because the more time you have to pull your thread through, the longer it takes. So I always try to go through as much as I can. It's already sort of like becoming less squidgy. And once we add the outer beads, it's going to be even better. So I think if you made something like this, and just thinking, and just putting it out there for you, that if you have different sizes, you could have smaller ones, you could have bigger ones, it would make the most fantastic sort of necklace front. You could have a bigger one and the smaller ones on the side of it. It would look really, really good. Right, let's have a look what pearls we can add for this. Let's have a look what I got here. This one is 3 mil, but I think this is the wrong color, really, really the wrong color for it. No, that's all 2 mil. That's only 3 mil I grabbed, I think. I got this one is a 3 mil, but again, this one might not be the right color. I probably would prefer this one to go, but let me just have a look in my drawer. Just one sec. Anything in here? I got 3mm round crystals, quite a lot. Oh, this must be my lucky day. Because I got 2 other strands here. Yay, and they're both blue. This must be my lucky day. Look, I think the darker one or the lighter one. What do you think? No, the darker one. The darker one would look nicer. Shall we use this blue one? Or the lighter one or the brown? Let me know. I think I don't like this one, so I'm going to take that one out definitely. And in terms of blue, maybe the lighter one looks nice as well. So light blue, dark blue, or the brown is your choices. Do let me know which one you want me to do. Darker, please. I leave as it is. Melissa is saying the problem if you leave as it is right now, what will happen is that it's still a bit squidgy. And can you see how they I can sort of turn it around. Once we go around the edge, it's going to become more as a ring. Darker one, dark blue. Yeah. So let's go with the dark blue then. Put this to the side. Let's just actually pull these seed beads out from here, because you know what's going to happen. I'm going to ping them everywhere. I just poured it back into the little container. Right, so I'm going to take my thread all the way to the outside. I'm going to go along Then get some of these lovely crystals. Again, some of these lovely not crystals, pearls. I think I need to go and have some breakfast or lunch, brunch. What about using silver-based sixes? Yes, you could. So I'm going to put 3mm pearls in there. 3mm pearls is more like size 8 seed beads. 4mm pearls is more like size 6s. I think, so the 3mm pearl are just a tiny bit bigger maybe than a size 8. So I think they will fit quite nicely. But the 4mm, I think, was the size 6 would be too big. Oh, I'm liking it already. And I only added 1 pearl. So you could do all sorts of different things. All sorts of different sizes. It's just experimenting. If your bead is too small, then it will pull your shape into more like a cup. If your bead is too big, then it will buckle again. So there is it's worth to have a go with different size of beads. You need, Angela's saying, I need my spa day. Oh yes, definitely. Once we out, we definitely, I was talking to Sarah, we're definitely gonna go for a spa day. I love a spa day. I think it's just sort of, maybe it's any day, just sort of out, you go out, you go away, and you physically have to go somewhere to do something, and it just relaxes and switches you off. I'm going to go around the pearls and the crystals one more time just to reinforce them, but I really do like the look of them. I think that looks really nice, like a little cogwheel, I guess. Oh, we could add, instead of adding the pearls, we could try all sorts of things like dagger beads and magatamers and drop beads. I think they would look really gorgeous as well. Oh, there is so many different things you could do. This is what I love, like you do one thing and then you go on to another one. So I think that looks quite nice as well. It is sort of, I think, cupping a little bit. So perhaps add the outside first, then the inner side, if you do try that one. Right, I'm just gonna go and have a look at if I missed any of the questions. Diane is saying, question, the new glass pearls aren't as shiny as the others, are a little bigger. So the new glass pearls, we had to go for a brand new factory because the factory we were using, they unfortunately closed. They're not producing glass pearls anymore. They decided to go in a different direction, and this happens all the time. Like, you know, factories, they will just change direction. So the new glass pearl supplier, how we got decided, because they do a lot of different shapes and they do a lot of different colors. They got like 300 different colors of pearls they offer. They got this lovely 2.5 mil, and so that's why we changed. So the shine on them is not going to be the same as the shine we had on the previous glass pearls because it's a different factory, so they will be using different materials as well. I like that. Angela's saying yes. So if you like it, give us a thumbs up on the video. We always appreciate it, and then that's how we know that we are doing good and you like what we are doing. Do share the video with a friend as well, because even if you just share it onto your own timeline, your friends and family can see it, so we can get more like-minded people into the crafting. It's just really great to, you know, I love our little family, and especially what's going on around with my mom at the moment. It's really showed me that, like, I'm so grateful. I'm surrounded by so many lovely people, and It's just been great. So you all of you are really really nice bunch, and I'm so, like, you know, happy to be the part of this little beady family here. I'm honored to be a part of it, really. Right, so that's it. That's our flat shape. Now I'm going to bring this one back in. So can you see the shape is the same, but this one is just a single bead width, and this one is more of a, like a tire on a wheel, on a car, sort of shape. They both got you the advantages and disadvantages, but what you could do, if you can't do this way at all, you could make a couple of these and just line them up and stitch them together. So you could do it that way as well. There's plenty of different ways to get to the same result. So yeah, so do let me know, how would you link this up? What would you use it for? Some people said just sort of like an invisible necklace thread, that would look really good. I showed you the tiger tail. I think it would look connected into a V, so this is right in the middle of it. It would equally look good on a bracelet. I reckon, like adding them up in sort of that way. For a bracelet, I would probably more lean to do a flat one. But this one, what I really wanted to do with this is to use it as a component for a lariat necklace, sort of a longer necklace, and you could have it, you could make a toggle clasp like this as well, because this would be the toggle, the ring part of it, and then the T-bar, you again, I probably would make that with smaller crystals, what you put through it, so we could, that would be good as well. Oh, that's a really good idea. Jackie's saying the flat one would look lovely on my tree next year. Yes, absolutely. You could have these as home decorations as well. And that's why I said, so you could use this one as a napkin ring, perhaps. That would look really good. It's not too heavy, could make earrings. So the single version definitely could make earrings, but don't forget, you don't have to do 12. You could do 9, you could do less. Probably 7 is the smallest I would go down to. So you could make it smaller as well. Yeah, with reds and greens, it could be a Christmas decoration. Oh, Japan is saying love them both. Both very pretty. Oh, sending virtual hugs to your mum. Thank you very much. I had talked to her last night. I was on the phone to her quite a long time. So she's got other things and other appointments next week. So in a couple of weeks, we will know more about what's going on with her. You could put those bead they used in the ring last week in the middle. Yeah, you could do that as well. You could do loads of different things. I think they look fabulous. I like this cubic one. I like the sort of the thickness of it. Perhaps even I would make even bigger as well. But or what we could do is to combine it with other things as well, because there are some round pendants and bits of pieces, or just make another one, reversing the colors, having the darker one outside and the lighter one in the inner side, but make it bigger, so you could have like a double pendant. That would look really good as well. Green bicones with red beads would be perfect for wreaths. Yeah, absolutely. Michelle is saying I like the cubic one best. So do let me know, which one do you like more, the flat one or the cubic ones? Which one do you see yourself using more, the flat one or the cubic one? Just take a sip of my coffee. Thank you, Lindsay. So that's it. So it's not easy. It's not rocket science what we what we're doing here. You can just play around, and then if I'm definitely haven't got time now because we've almost been here for almost 2 hours, but can try and add with the pros as well. So everybody have a lovely day, and I need to go and make sure my family is fed. Have a lovely day. Several likes, yeah, that's a really good idea as well. You could have it like an Olympic rings, put them together, a flat one, both. Cubic, Judy's saying cubic. I think I'm partial to the cubic as well. Oh, thank you for showing up and watching me. Cubic, Lucy's saying, Jenny's saying cubic. Yes, both. I do think the cubic for me. But then again, I do use something else. The single one is probably will be easier to attach. Yes, you're absolutely right as well. We will use both in different settings. But I think what I want to do, I'm going to go with cubic one, even though it's a little bit more complicated. I will write up the instructions. We'll turn it into a kit. I will get all the colors together for you. And do let me know what colors do you want. I always go for blues and navies. You know me. That's my colors. But do let me know what colors. What colors do you like the best, or what colors do you want to use? That's why we work together so well with Sarah, because she's more of an earthy color, so she will go for rose golds and greens and browns, and I will go for always like sky colors like blues and purples and navies. Right, thank you so much, everybody, to spending your Saturday morning with me. I really do appreciate it, and I will be back tomorrow with a special guest again. I'm really looking forward to show this lady off to you. She hasn't been beading for so much longer as well, but she's got other hobbies that she's been doing, and it's just so nice to see how she progressed from one thing to another, and a really, really interesting lady as well. So do join me tomorrow for Community Sunday, and then I'll be back on Monday as well. This will be a long one, but we'll be doing the second part of or where we were playing with the bicones last week on, well, this week just gone on Tuesday, and I'll be pop the little kits and bits. I've worked the colors out together, and they will be on the website on Monday. Right, everybody, have a lovely, lovely day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye.